Hey YouTube legends, and welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to talk about the 4-month review on the Bluetti AC60 paired with the B80. Alright, let's go! Hey legends, and welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to talk about the Bluetti AC60 and the B80 and my experiences after 4 months of operating this product. So I've been using the Bluetti AC60 and the B80 literally every single day now since getting this about just over 4 months ago. And if you want to watch my initial review video, just check out the link in the description below. But today's video is just a really quick overview of my experiences after 4 months of owning this unit. I'm happy to report, spoiler alert, I'm ecstatic with this unit. As some of you guys know, I've also purchased the AC180, which I'll make a review on it in a further video. But this is generally my go-to unit when it comes to anything outdoors and having fun. The main reason for that is its IP rating. So this is an IP65 unit, which is almost unheard of when it comes to dual battery setups. And for me, this is fantastic. Like, we take this out when we go camping, we take it out on the boat, we take it out when we go forward driving, and we take it out when we take our camper trailer as well. And even though our camper trailer's got a 12-volt setup, it's quite primitive. It's just a 12-volt lead acid battery essentially with a DC-DC charger, which is fine just for running the fridge. But when it comes to running some appliances, obviously quite limited to what we can do with that. Even though we've got a small 300-watt inverter, it's not ideal running big power off just a single DC battery. Whereas with lithium, especially with this setup right here, you can run 600 watts of pure sine wave power, basically, or up to 1200 watts in powerlifting mode. So the most recent use was a 3-day camping trip, 2 nights with some of my mates, which was great. So we went up to Lake Nagambie in Victoria and paired this along with the B80 to run as our portable fridge while we went on the boats. So it was great. So, obviously you can just grab an esky and throw it in, which is, cheap, well, depending on some of the eskies out there these days, but you can pick up a esky for fairly cheap from Bunnings, throw some ice in there and off you go. I prefer having complete control of our power solutions when we go away, not just only for food stuff, but for everything else. Like, all the lads had all their phones, we had our Bluetooth speakers and everything plugged into this. And just for shits and giggles, I had my little King Center console fridge that we normally run in my wife's car. I thought I'd bring that out to the campsite. So yeah, the car was only 30 meters away, but having this, and I thought I'd do some tests with the King's fridge as well. This little bad boy ran the fridge for 3 days. So that's 2 nights, and it was down to like 5% by the time we left. Keep in mind that this can take a fair bit of solar. However, we chose not to, just for the purposes of the test. The main thing I love about this unit is the fact that it's quite protective to the elements. So you can run this in your boats, you can run this at your campsite, you can run it in dusty environments in the back of your ute, in the outback or whatever. It's got a fantastic temperature rating as well. Just check that out on the Bluetti website. So it can operate in the snow, it can obviously operate in hot Australian climates. There's a fan in the unit and everything like that, so you've got no issues with overheating there. As you can see, this is very light as well, so that's another go-to that I chose this over the 180 when we go away. It's less than 10 kilos, and so is the B80. So you got, roughly 34 amp hours of power in this unit. And if you pair that with 2 Bluetti B80s, you can have over 2000 watt hours of power, which is equivalent to almost 170 amps, which is great for 20 kilos, right? That's fantastic. Another good one is, like I said, I just had this out for 3 days, essentially not charged at all. And the best thing about it is there's 4 ways to charge this, right? The first, and for me the most common way of doing it, is I just plug in this into my cigarette lighter in the car, and that basically just charges, roughly about 120 watts, which is quick enough for me. If you want any quicker than that, If you plug this into 240 right here, it literally charges from 0 to full in an hour. So even if you don't have a cigarette lighter plug in the back of your car, or for some reason it's been used by other appliances or whatever, and you're going away for a 3-4 day trip, no dramas, just plug it in straight away at home. It'll be 100%, take it out to camp and you're good to go. Some other main uses apart from camping and on the boat is we run this daily in my wife's car. So we've got a Tesla Model Y. The car's electric, but the 12-volt system pretty much works as a normal car does, which is when you turn the vehicle off or the ignition off, the 12-volt power turns off. So even though the car's fully electric, disregard the battery pack to the actual vehicle 12-volt operation. That's where something like this comes in. This is fantastic. My wife drives every day, school runs and drop the kids off and whatever. So basically just driving normally, this is almost 100% every day. And we just leave this in the boot and we put the little King's fridge in the center, which is a 15-litre fridge. And that does all our stuff. It runs all our drinks for the kids, all their water. It's coming up to spring and summer in Australia. So you expect temperatures of 40 degrees or more. The biggest thing with running something like this and a fridge in your vehicle is you can do a day trip. I'm sure all you guys with, especially with kids, can relate. You'll be doing something, you'll go somewhere, you go to the shops or whatever, you'll be like, oh, let's just get some meat or let's just get some milk or whatever. And you're like, we need to go home because it's 35, 40 degrees Celsius outside. We need to go home before the food goes bad and then we'll go out to the park or to the beach or whatever. Having something like this just completely eliminates the need for our family to have to come home. This just makes our life so much more flexible and versatile. I love it. Like it's honestly, and I hate using the word game changer, but this is like in an everyday car been fantastic. Like up until now, we've had to take our forward drives that are, had a proper 12-volt setup if we wanted to have flexibility, or we just wouldn't go buy things from the shops and have to go home and drop the kids off or whatever, then go back to the supermarket, because food's not always readily available. Especially when you're traveling, you're out and about, you don't want to find some nice butcher or some nice deli shop and not be able to purchase anything because you're worried it's going to go bad by the time you get to your destination or to your home. So yeah, they're the two main reasons I love this. Like I said, outdoor weather stuff and day-to-day stuff. I know they're two completely broad spectrums, I suppose, but that just goes to show how versatile this little unit is. And yeah, so far so good, very happy. And if you have any other questions, hit me up down below. Cheers.